Welcome friends to the Conscious Strength channel and welcome to my kitchen. In this video we're talking about high quality H2O, specifically purification and mineralization of water. Now, a few quick things before we dive into those subjects. First of all, water, obviously the source of life, very important to drink. Many of us are chronically dehydrated even if we don't realize it. So, quick tip. Right when you wake up in the morning, try to pound a liter of water by like 9 a.m. just to rehydrate yourself for the day. And how much water to drink throughout the day, that depends on a few factors. Depends on your body size, depends on your activity level, depends on the climate as well. Is it hot and humid out? Are you sweating a lot? Things like that. But I try to hit, this is a repurposed kombucha bottle that's 1.5 liters. It's 50 ounces. So I try to go through maybe two and a half of these a day. And I weigh about 165, 170 myself. So I'm shooting for 3/4 gallon to a gallon a day. It's noon right now and I've already gone through one of these. So I'll probably drink another 1 to 1.5. So that's a brief on how much water to drink throughout the day and then what to drink out of. Ideally glass or stainless steel. Would not recommend plastic, drinking out of chemical containers. Okay, so let's dive into purification and mineralization now. So when it comes to getting good water for yourself, there is a lot of fancy systems and devices out there to get yourself ionized water and structurized water, but those are conversations for other videos for another time. Some of those systems like the Kangen water machines are like $10,000 and it'd be cool to have, but I can't afford that right now and maybe you can't either. So, the whole point of this health brand, Conscious Strength, and these videos that I do is to discuss cheap, effective, realistic means of being healthy. There's so many fads out there and so many influencers that are promoting expensive machines, expensive products, sort of neurotic fads as well, one size fits all approaches. And my point in doing this content is to find cheap, effective, realistic, easy things to do and not make it so neurotic or over obsessive with health. So, okay, there's that. Now let's dive into mineralization and purification. Let's start with purification. So there's a few different means that you can easily do to purify your water in your own home. There are tabletop gravity-fed systems that work pretty well. I used to have a stainless steel can that worked via gravity. The problem with those is that they're just really slow. It was really slow and the filters would clog up quite quick. So I'm not a big fan of those, but they're cheaper, probably the most cheap means that I'll be discussing here. So you can check out some of those tabletop gravity-fed systems. I would suggest reverse osmosis systems though. Now there are whole home reverse osmosis systems that you can get, which are awesome because it purifies all the water in your home, your bath water, your shower water, your drinking water, your kitchen water, all of that. Whole home systems are quite expensive though, and they require installation. So one thing that I'm a big fan of and that I've done before is that I have used reverse osmosis systems that just hook up to the pipes under your sink and then have a spigot that comes out of one of the extra holes around your faucet. So you do need one of those extra holes around your faucet to place the spigot. And the price and the installation of those under sink setups, they're not that expensive, maybe $200 for the system. And the installation maybe requires about an hour or two, a trip to Home Depot and watching a video on YouTube University. They're not that tough. I did it myself. You could probably do it yourself. I think all you have to do is drill one hole into one of the pipes, seal that, put the spigot up, and then connect all the filters. It's not that tough. So the under sink filters are the way to go for good, clean, pure drinking water. Now, let's get into remineralization. So one thing with those reverse osmosis systems is that some of them are just 5-stage, meaning that the water that comes out of the reverse osmosis system is not mineralized. And it's a good idea to have minerals added in your water, especially if you're active a lot, sweating a lot, losing electrolytes. You want electrolytes back in your body. Now, some of those reverse osmosis systems are 6-stage, with that last stage being the remineralization stage. That's what I had in the previous house I lived in. Honestly, right now, I don't have that under this sink because I'm living on a well with good, clean well water, so I'm just using the tabletop Brita system. The problem with the Britas and some of those other kind of cheaper big box store filters is that they don't get fluoride and they don't get the other stuff added to municipal water systems out of the water. I'm not on municipal water like that right now, so I'm just filtering with Brita for the little extra filtering before I drink it. But reverse osmosis and those gravity-fed systems do get fluoride out of the water. So you want to make sure whatever you're getting specifies that it can. And again, with the reverse osmosis systems, some of them don't come with that remineralization stage. If you are getting like an under sink or a whole home reverse osmosis setup, make sure it has that last, I think it's the 6th stage with the remineralization. Now, let's talk about some supplemental methods for remineralization. So I'll show you a few products here. I'm not affiliated with any of these brands. They're just products I like and I use. So when I get my water and I fill up my jug, I do add some extra minerals. Here's a few. One thing I like to use are these power packs by a company called Trace Minerals. These are like better emergencies. These have more minerals, more vitamin C, trace minerals that Emergency doesn't have, and it's about the same price. So I like to use these before workouts and when it's really hot during the summer and if I'm sweating a lot. So I'm a big fan of these power packs. Another product by Trace Minerals I like to use are these Trace Minerals drops. These are electrolytes, magnesium, sodium, potassium, with a bunch of trace minerals from concentrated seawater in here as well. A little bit of a salty taste, but I only add about 10 to 12 drops per jug of this, and it actually tastes pretty good. Makes the water taste a little better. So I'm a big fan of adding trace minerals into the water like that. And also, one thing about adding minerals into the water is that our food these days is so genetically engineered, or there's pesticides sprayed all over the crops that chelates, removes some of those trace minerals out of the foods. So that's why I'm a big fan of adding more minerals into my body, more minerals into my diet, and supplementing with them. So one last little product here that I like to use for remineralizing and boosting the water is a product called Cell Food. Honestly, I don't use this one that much though, because it's a bit more expensive than the other methods I just showed you. But this is a trace mineral product. It's a little liquid. Add a few drops into your cup or your gallon or what have you of water. And the cool thing about Cell Food is that it kind of gets a little sciencey here, but from what I understand, it helps to weaken the bond between the hydrogen and oxygen atoms in the water molecule to help your body absorb the oxygen easier. So it's pretty neat. The thing is, it's like $30 for one of these little guys, and it's like a month to 2 months supply, depending on how much you use. So that's why I don't use it all that much, because it's a little bit more expensive than the other means. But every now and again, when I can, I'll use some Cell Food. So anyway, Trace Minerals drops, power packs, Cell Food, ways I like to supplement with the remineralization if I don't have a good water purifier that has that remineralization component added to it. All right, I think I covered just about everything I wanted to cover in this video. We talked how much water to drink, what to drink out of, purification methods, and remineralization. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick rant, this chat. Subscribe to this channel, like this video. You can subscribe to the newsletter on ConsciousStrength.net. All those links will be down below on all these social media platforms and the website for Conscious Strength. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next video.